Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Paige. Paige is the transferred use of an English surname derived from a medieval occupation. In the Middle Ages, a page was, quite literally, a servant to a knight. They would usually serve a knight for 7 years and, under generally fair conditions, were made to handle menial tasks, serving, cleaning, etc. Pages might also learn military skills and after 7 years of service could be promoted to squire. By the age of 21, a page could eventually become a knight himself. The name is derived from the medieval Latin pagius, meaning servant, ultimately borrowed from the Greek word paidion, meaning little boy, lad. The surname was first recorded in the 13th century. Since we no longer live in an era of knights, squires, and pages, the term page is often used when describing an errand boy or girl. As a female first name, Paige was popularized in the United States in the second half of the 20th century, and was soon adopted by other English-speaking countries. Personality of the girl named Paige. The number 11 is a master number, and embodies heightened traits of the two. This personality is on a life journey to find spiritual truth. They are extremely idealistic and intuitive. 11s have a rare and exceptional spiritual energy that brings a sense of obligation to illuminate the world around them. It's a very powerful responsibility, but these people have far more potential than they know. It's important that they surrender to higher ideals. They have the capacity to see the bigger picture, and they possess the skills to inspire others spiritually. 11s have strong diplomatic skills and can become great peacemakers. Master numbers can be both a blessing and a curse, as they walk the fine line between greatness and the potential for self-destruction. Popularity of the girl named Paige. Paige first entered the U.S. popularity charts as a girl's name in 1952, but took about 10 years to stick around with moderate usage. By the 1980s, it became crystal clear that Paige intended to climb the charts, and she finally hit America's top 100 list of most favored girl names in 1990, although it has slipped off that list today. Paige is a simple, unpretentious, one-syllable name that oddly sounds more feminine than masculine, given its etymological roots, meaning little boy. Having gained most of its ground on the popularity charts during the 1980s, Paige is a preppy-sounding name. This name has wealthy debutante written all over her, and yet she comes from the humblest of beginnings. We love that about Paige. Quick facts on Paige. Gender, girl. Origin, English. Number of syllables, 1. Ranking popularity, 128. Pronunciation, Paige. Simple meaning, page, servant, little boy. Characteristics of Paige. Spiritual teacher, uplifting, highly intuitive, inspirational, truth seeker, extremely bright. Cultural references to the baby name, Paige. Popular songs on Paige. A song by Better Luck Next Time, Paige's theme, a song by Christian Gelvander, an instrumental by the Warner Brothers Orchestra, Paige, Dear Paige. Historic figures with the name Paige. Leroy Satchel Paige was the extraordinary Negro League pitcher and Hall of Famer, who made his major league debut at the unprecedented age of 42, signing with the Cleveland Indians on his birthday. From humble beginnings in Alabama, Leroy Paige gained his famous nickname as a boy toting traveler's satchels from the train station. That nickname was to gain fame again in 1987, when Woody Allen and Mia Farrow named their son Satchel, which he, of course, dropped as soon as he was able. Leroy acquired his formidable pitching skills while in reform school and never looked back as he famously said something might be gaining on you a. His career began in 1926 and ended in 1968, and took him from the Negro Leagues to the major leagues in a whirlwind of teams and travels, both in and out of the United States. No less a star than Joe DiMaggio remarked of him, "A was the best and the fastest pitcher I ever faced. Always a cool guy." Leroy Satchel Paige left an envious legacy unmatched to this day.